this is RuVik Education, and in the previous part, second part of Lektion 7 of Beste Freunde book, which is your second chapter for class 10, we discussed this really important PYQ text for class 10th. Obviously, this is class 10th. So we'll be discussing class 10th stuff. Anyway, so remember that we're learning together, growing together. We may make some mistakes, but we will try our best to provide you with all the correct information. So today we're going to be doing these questions that are based on this text. So let's read the first question. Ein A, which says, Lies den Text. That means read the text. Was ist richtig? Richtig, what is right? A oder B. What is right? A or B? Simon programmiert neue Apps für Handys. That means Simon programs new apps for phones. Or B, which is Simon's handy is the way. That means Simon's handy is away. That means lost in this context. So obviously B would be the correct answer. If you have not watched the previous part, then please go ahead and watch that because you have discussed this text in detail to understand what exactly the text is trying to say. So, um, the reason we are doing these kind of questions, small questions, right or wrong, is because one, these kind of questions do come in exams, and two, to really get an in-depth understanding of the text. B part. Ein B. Lies den Text noch einmal. Read the text once again. Ist das richtig? R oder falsch? F. That means, is that right or wrong? We have to tick if it's R or F. Okay? Im Schwimmbad hat ein Dieb Simons Handy gestohlen. That means in the Schwimmbad, in the swimming place, pool, whatever it is, a thief, Dieb is thief, had stolen Simon's handy. This is true because when they went for swimming and when they came back, their stuff was missing. Next. Simon hat sein Handy sofort angerufen, aber es war ausgeschaltet. Simon had called his phone immediately, but it was off or turned off. Ausgeschaltet, discussed in the previous part, I guess. If you did not, let me tell you right now. It was turned off. And here also we can see ausschalten is off, anschalten is turn on. These are opposites. Gelgenheit. Any other keyword? Sofort is immediately. So sofort, angerufen is to call. Everything is in the past. You can understand that hopefully. So this was also true. If you read the text, you would know. Simon hat auf seinem Handy eine App installiert, die Polizei informiert, wenn jemand eine andere SIM-Karte einlegt. Okay, so this says Simon had on his phone an app installed that the is like that informs the police, like that the police informs, something like that. If I have to translate it like in proper English, it would be Simon had installed an app on his phone that informs the police. Now you see that and the police, that's how it matches over here. Informs the police whenever someone puts in another SIM card. So this is also true. So richtig. Am Samstag hat der Dieb Simons Handy eingeschaltet. So let's read this because I want you to notice really carefully. Sometimes when you don't understand answers to questions, what we do is we take up keywords from the text and try to understand that. But when it is a scene passage and you know exactly what's going on, so we need to try and really understand what the text is saying. So people might just take up this line, das war am Samstagabend, and think that this is correct, but that's incorrect. Because when we were reading the text, we understood that all these series of events had happened. That was on Saturday evening. Then we come to a new time period where it says, legte seine eigene SIM-Karte ein und ging mit Simons Smartphone ins Netz. So basically, this part is another timeline, and this is that was on Saturday evening. This is what they're saying. Well, these series of events were on Saturday evening, and now they're talking about another timeline. So this would be falsch. Need to keep that in mind. Try to understand the text. Simon ist ein Bayern München fan. Okay, so this could be true. This could be true, but in this particular text, when we see Bayern München, we see this line and we think it's right. But it's not, because when you read, we see, die Handykamera machte ein Foto und Simon sah, dass der Dieb. That means the thief was watching Bayern München match or whatever. So we need to understand that this sentence is also false. If you think otherwise, you can go ahead and comment it down below. Many people might get confused from this previous text of Simon, where it says that he has an app of FC Ben, or he likes Munich clubs and all. But please, whenever you're talking about such like questions, we need to keep in mind the information that they have given us, not here and there. According to this text, is it correct? No. So we will take false for now. If you think any of the answers are wrong, if you have another explanation, please comment it down below. Okay. We had Simon sein Handy gefunden, diskutiert in the classes. So, how had Simon found his handy or phone? We have to discuss this in the class. There's nothing really much to discuss because in the previous part we have discussed the text already, so we have discussed this part already. If you want, you can also write a proper answer to this. You can keep it as a 1 or 2 marker and think it's a part of reading comprehension to test that if you're able to form proper sentences or not. Next, such die Verbformen im Text und ordne sie in deinem Heft in einer Tabelle. Okay, so what this activity is trying to do is introduce us to a new topic, new grammar topic called preteritum. What is preteritum? We'll try and understand this when we are discussing this grammar topic in another video, because as I said, we'll be first completing Beste Freunde and then I'll go through all the grammar topics, because one thing is for sure that grammar topics are very important. They hold around 40 marks for your board exams. So like out of 80, 40 is grammar and 40 is the rest. So it's very important, obviously. So we need to give it special attention. I'll not discuss this right now, but yeah, we'll be discussing all the grammar topics. Don't you worry. Um, for sample purposes, to understand how exactly and which book we'll be using for grammar topic, I made a video of ob grammar topic. Ob is also grammar topic. If you've done the previous chapter, which is the 6th chapter, I hope you're moving in order. And if you're not moving in order, it's fine. You can go ahead and watch that as well. Okay. Here then preteritum rap. So basically, all these are hearing exercises, audio exercises, which we won't be doing right now because you need a CD for that. If you want, we can try and discuss that if there is request for it. Okay. So the fifth one is a question. Schau das Foto an, that means look at the photo. Simon's handy ist weg. Simon's handy or phone is away, that means lost. Was machen Simon und Laura nun? Was glaubst du? What should Simon and Laura do? What do you believe? What do you think? What are your thoughts? So this is a general discussion topic. It's basically class activity and all. If you want, you can, you know what you have to do with certain types of um like questions or these things that are given in the text, you can try and form your own answers to these questions. This will help you understand that are you able to form proper sentences, grammatically correct sentences to questions that may come in the reading comprehension. If yes, then you need to maybe practice and enhance yourself, or if no, you can improve yourself, right? So this is something that you have to do by yourself. It's a question to you. Okay, now we are coming to sixth A part. This is also to introduce to you to a new grammar topic, which is locale prepositionen. Children often find this difficult, but it's not that difficult. You just need to get the hang of it. And since we will be doing this grammar topic together, from a Get Ready book, we don't need to fear anything because it's rather easy once you understand how the flow or how the rules work upon. Right now, you must not be knowing what I'm talking about. What is locale preposition? Why are you saying this? What are the. Don't worry about it. We'll be discussing that in detail. So now we'll be discussing the rest of the part in the next rest of the book in the next part. So go ahead and watch that. Bye bye.